some of the things that happened this past week. Now, this is going to come to a shock of a lot of people. Netflix is finally letting you skip the autoplay trailers. At long last. This is part of the reason why I left. If you, up until this point, if you watched Netflix using their app, online, whatever, if you stayed on a particular title for more than 2 or 3 seconds, it would start blaring the background music, and all of a sudden you'd be seeing video everywhere. You don't want, if you are as tired of that as I am, that's part of the reason I left, because I got tired of dealing with it.
Really?
There is now a way to disable the Netflix preview and trailer autoplay for good. This is something Netflix just released here not too long ago. You can't do it at the Netflix app, so listen close. I've actually posted this to the Twitter account at Who What Where. Go down there and do a page search for Netflix, and you'll find a link to this. Here's how to disable the autoplay for good. Okay, now this does not disable, as far as I can tell, this does not disable the how you go from one episode of a show to the next one automatically. This is something different. Okay, this just disables the previews. What you do, you need a web browser to do this. Okay, so you need like a tablet or your smartphone. You can't use the app for this. You have to log in to Netflix.com. You have to sign into your account. Go to the profile page, which is up to the left, I believe. You'll have your name or your username and a little icon there for you. Click on that, and once you get to the profile page, which lists all the profiles on your account, click Manage Profiles underneath it. Select the profile you want to change, the one you're watching with. Then look down toward the bottom and you'll see something new that's called Autoplay Controls. You'll have 2 entries there: Autoplay next episode in a series on all devices, or Autoplay previews while browsing on all devices. You want to clear that second one. Now, if you don't want to automatically go from one episode to the next when you're watching a show, you can clear the first one. But most people actually like automatically going to the next episode. So this just gets rid of the loud flashes and stuff when you're just going through trying to find something to watch. So finally, and make sure you save afterwards or Netflix will ignore you. Then you can finally browse Netflix in peace. You don't have to worry about it. We've been doing this for 3 years now. It only took 3 years for Netflix to finally cave in. Probably because they actually started losing subscribers for the first time this past quarter. This is the first time they've ever shown a net loss in subscribers on Netflix.
Now, as you know, I've always been a huge supporter of Netflix, but I think that if that's the reason why everybody's leaving, then it's really weak. Because I'm just saying, look, the thing is with me is like some of these movies I've never even heard of or I've never watched. So it's like when it's there, I want to know, like, because sometimes I'll click on it. It depends if I'm on my phone or my Xbox, whichever. But one of them, I know if I click on it, it will automatically start playing the movie. And it's like, wait, I just want to see if there's a selection to where I can see the trailer. But now it's like I can just get on it and it will show up in the background a scene or a trailer or whatever. And that's what I want, because I want to know more about this movie before I say yes to it or before I say no, I'm not interested. Yeah. But if that's the way, if people...
Well, at least now you can control it. I mean, this is, for me, this wasn't the reason I left Netflix. I left Netflix because it was freaking expensive, and there wasn't anything on it I really wanted to watch. And I'd say they're probably mainly losing people now because they're losing a lot of content. But this is kind of like salt in the wound to make you run away a little bit faster, I think.
Yeah. I'm holding strong in there, though.
Yeah.
Netflix, you still got me. I will never give up on you. Just keep on doing Stranger Things and Lost in Space and all the other cool stuff that I do watch on there.
Anyway, speaking of cool stuff. Okay. So now we've got we've got Netflix, of course, but they're going to be dropping $20 billion this year on new content, on producing their own shows and movies and stuff.
Of course, I mean,
$20 billion.
You gotta think they got Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese. I think Christopher Nolan's doing a movie for them, and there was somebody else.
Oh, you're throwing that much cash around, yeah, you're going to
it's like
afford the bet. Suddenly cinema becomes a lot more likely, right, Martin Scorsese? But anyway, so anyway, you got Netflix dropping $20 billion. You've got Disney Plus that's racked up like 28 million viewers already, subscribers already. 3 months. I think it's been 3 months. Had it been 3 months? About 3 months. Yeah, November to February, 3 months. Okay, 28 million in for 3 months. Okay, that's like an extra $6 a piece. That's like $140 million or so a month rolling into Disney's coffers for stuff that they don't have to pay so much for. So I think that would cover the cost of their original content, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I still hold on to Disney Plus, but to be honest, after I watched everything that I've already watched,
it's not a very deep roster, is it?
It's like I haven't been on there in almost a month because I've watched all the kid shows that I grew up with. I've already watched them all again. The Mandalorian, watched all of it, and it's gone for right now. I mean, it's like there's nothing really else there for me to be like, oh, I wonder what's on Disney Plus. It's like, well, I already know what's on Disney Plus. Things I've seen 1,000 times over and over again, but I'm not in a mood for that. So, I take that back. I did actually last night. I watched a new one about something failure, about the kid. He's like a detective, but he has a polar bear as a partner. I watched that. Yeah, exactly. That's after watching that. That's how I felt. That.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You done?
I'm done.
You're done. You
I'm
sure?
done.
May I get on with my point here?
Yeah,
I actually was building to a point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
May I resume my point?
My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Netflix and and we've got HBO Max, which is coming up here shortly. That one's going to be $15 a month, but it's supposed to have pretty much the entire Warner library in it somewhere. So, and Warner Brothers, that's DC Comics. That's close to 80 years of Warner Brothers stuff, and Warner Brothers Television, and HBO, and Cinemax, and all these. So doodles, new $15 a month for that one. That's coming up here in another month or two, I think. Anyway,
I got a question about that.
yes.
So, what's going to happen to the DC app?
That's what everybody's wanting to know.
Because if it goes that way, then that means HBO will still do Swamp Thing.
See, that's just it. Right now, the plan is for HBO Max will actually be airing DCU's original content. DCU will get the content first, and then they'll have all the DC back stuff with it. So if you're just interested in DC stuff, you would stick with DCU. But if you wanted to watch, I don't know, Casablanca 15 million times over, then you get HBO Max. Frankly, I think HBO's, and I know I got crucified online for this, I think HBO's library is vastly overrated. I'm not a fan of Oz. I'm not a fan of most of these things. Just like with AMC, I was not a fan of Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead or any of these other things. And like I said, I know I'd gather flames if anybody could actually be notified we're posting these. Would you like to take that call?
No, I'll turn
take
it
that
off.
Call. Go ahead, take
no,
that call,
I'll turn
boy.
it off.
Take the call, boy.
I will turn it off.
What is it, boy? Come
I
on.
will turn it
Tell
off.
us. Tell us, what is it? Oh, honey, baby. Okay. Please silence your phones before starting.
I'm sorry. My bad. I apologize.
Yes,
Professionals.
See this? Muted. Anyway. May I resume my point? Okay. So let's see. Where was I? Where the hell was I? Okay, HBO Max and Disney Plus, and so everybody's and Netflix, of course, Hulu, which is
Also,
Comcast,
this is
Comcast, bitch, and Disney owns part of that too.
yeah, this is a weird.
And Comcast, NBC, Universal is coming up with Peacock, which is going to be like a 3-tiered system and all this other stuff. Now, my God, CBS wants a taste of that. They want a taste of it bad, and people are not impressed with CBS All Access. Because CBS All Access has like the old CBS stuff. They have every once in a while something decent, something new to put out. I'm going to say something decent. I still haven't seen Star Trek Picard. Don't get me started on that. So they're wanting that sweet, sweet, high. They don't want to be Disney Plus, which is what CBS All Access is. It's like $6 a month for access to CBS All Access. Okay. Although I think that is it $6 a month, or is it? I think it's higher than that, though, isn't it?
I honestly have
$6.99, $7.99, something like that. Either way, that also gives you access to like CBS live feeds.
So I wonder.
So you can actually watch NFL games live on that, but not XFL, which just started out. But anyway, we'll get that in a second. So anyway, so CBS wants some of that sweet, sweet streaming service revenue. So the company, it's Viacom CBS, okay? CBS merged back with Viacom. That's why you can suddenly get Star Trek Picard again, because they finally sorted the rights to Star Trek. It was split between the two companies, and they split off like 10 years ago, something like that. So anyway, CBS is considering creating a new streaming service that will build on CBS All Access. They're not announcing anything yet. New service doesn't have a name, but it would roll all the company's properties into a single service. Now this is what CBS owns, okay? Dig this stuff. In addition to everything with CBS on it, like CBS Entertainment, which is kind of like what Warner Brothers Television and stuff. CBS All Access, CBS Interactive, which is their online crap that nobody pays attention to. CBS News, which nobody pays attention to. CBS Sports, which is basically the NFL. CBS TV Studios, CBS TV Stations, CBS TV Distribution. But you also get BET, is owned by CBS. Comedy Central is half owned by CBS. They own that with Warner Media now. Nickelodeon, MTV, Paramount Network, Paramount Pictures, Showtime, Bellator, for God's sake, the UFC competitor, CMT, the Pop Channel, Smithsonian, the CW, TV Land, VH1, Channel 5, I believe in Britain, and Channel 10, Network 10, I believe in Australia. And the one that's shaken this one to its core is Pluto TV. CBS owns that too. So CBS is wanting to put all their eggs into a single streaming basket. They want a one-stop shop for all their stuff. Question: what happens? Now, understand, CBS is not revealing the details on this yet. I'll tell you what I think. Let me ask you your gut reaction. Do you like Pluto TV?
I love Pluto TV. It's the only access of TV I actually have. I have a bunch of other free apps that has so-called TV on it, but honestly, it's not. It's just a bunch of bull crap where it has like, oh, you can watch this, but you can watch all the seasons instead of just actually having channels with whatever's on there. But Pluto, yeah, Pluto's awesome.
Now, I think a lot of people online are a little nervous about this because Pluto TV does have a lot of fans. This is one of the top streaming apps out there is Pluto TV, because it is available for almost, if it can go on, it's like back in the day, a few years ago, Netflix, you could get it on anything. If you had a video game console that could go online, you could watch Netflix on it. That's how I started watching Netflix, was on an old Wii. And it worked pretty well. Pluto TV is the same way. You can watch it on almost any device now because they keep coming out with new apps. None of them will let you edit the channel list yet, but
yeah.
Anyway.
With that part.
What I think is happening, okay, is, like I said, we've got Netflix and HBO Max, which are like $15 a month.
Yeah.
On the other extreme, you got Disney Plus, which has a limited library, but it's only like $6 a month, something like that. Okay. I think what CBS is doing, what NBC is doing, which is a tiered service. So you're going to have like a free service, which will probably be Pluto TV, which will be like the CBS properties, but with ads all over the place. It'll be like watching free broadcast TV. So that's what's going to have the most ads. If you want to watch exclusive content, like if you want to see the stuff created specifically for it, like Star Trek Picard and Twilight Zone and whatever other reboots they've got going right now. Star Trek Discovery, I think, was the other one. Then CBS All Access would be like the mid-tier. So you'd have like the free tier at the bottom. If you pay for the mid-tier, you get more stuff. And if you want the whole enchilada, which is what HBO Max is supposed to be, you want access to like the Turner Film Library on top of everything else, you get the top tier, which is like the $15 a month thing. So I think that's where CBS is going on this. We can hope.
Yeah.
I know that, like I said, I know a lot of people are a little nervous about something threatening their precious Pluto TV, but...
Well, I mean, ever since we started, talking about Pluto TV, ever since we started doing this, we non-stop talked about Pluto TV. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people actually took our advice. There's several of them that took our advice and said, "Oh God, I love Pluto TV."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would tell you and it is an awesome service because it actually got better once CBS bought it, because now all of a sudden it had access to more things. But the thing is, even with that, I mean, you can there is a CMT channel on Pluto TV. It's not the CMT, but it has older CMT programming on it.
That's what Pluto does. Pluto has all these channels, but they don't show like brand new stuff. They have like kind of things that have been kind of forgotten or on the back burner of things, but are still good. Kind of like they have Nickelodeon shows on there, mm-hmm. and one of the channels shows all that. Was it Clarissa explains it all, and stuff like that. And it's like stuff that you've forgotten, but you remember. So it's kind of like,
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah,
I know you got excited when that one came out.
Yeah.
Have you actually gotten to see any episodes of that since it?
Yeah, it comes on. Well, I mean, comes on at a certain time at night that I get to watch it on my days off. But yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll trip over an episode of Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah, that's on there.
I'll come to a screeching halt, but it's still mostly the MST3K channel.
And sometimes I'll forget that there's actually a section on there where you can actually go to TV and movies,
and you can watch it on demand.
Yeah. Except for the thing, I don't know about you, but when you go to that, does it like mess you up because it's like it blinks? If that makes sense, it's like it shows what's on there, and then it just like disappears, comes back, disappears, comes back.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
It's weird. It's just confusing. I'm not touching it.
That's Pluto. But I don't think if they're smart, they're not going to do away with Pluto. And like I said, NBC, Universal, Comcast is the one in charge. They have that service called Peacock. I think that's going to be that 3-tiered thing. You're going to have a Peacock that's going to be like Pluto TV, where it's going to have a bunch of free channels and stuff that's going to be interrupted in weird places with commercials.
And I'm okay with ads.
And then you'll have the Peacock that's going to be kind of like Hulu, where you'll be able to see things. You'll be able to choose where you want ads, no ads. How much are you willing to pay? And then if you want the premier stuff, if you want the good high shelf stuff, then you get the premium of Peacock. So it's going to be like $10 or $12 a month.
And I don't know how Pluto does it with their ads, but I've noticed that like if you're in certain channels, they'll show the same ads, but it's always for what's on Pluto. Mm-hmm. And then on certain channels, they will actually show, like there's the new Geico commercials with Pinocchio and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's actually on there. Yeah. But you don't see that advertisement on other channels on Pluto. So okay. I think that's kind of weird on how
that's that could be an episode on itself. But let me explain how this works, okay? What's happening with online services now? You're seeing this with Pluto. Hulu's been wanting to do it for a while. And this is the real reason why all the cable companies are now putting out apps so you can stream without having to have a cable box now.
Yeah.
You can do that now. That's what I do. Unfortunately, we have Spectrum, but we're able to pick. They have a bundle where you can get all your local channels, and then you can pick like 10 cable channels that you want, that you know you're going to watch, and you pay like $30 a month for it. Okay. Yeah. With all these apps, you're getting targeted ads. Okay, Google and Facebook are watching you. So is Amazon. Okay,
Yeah,
those three are watching everything you do online. Get used to it. Okay, there is a way out. Maybe one day I'll do a security thing, explain how to escape them, short of going the VPN route. But with what they're doing is they know what you watch. Okay,
Yeah.
Nielsen. Remember Nielsen? They used to do the ratings for the networks and stuff. Nielsen hates this because they're not getting any taste of this. Nielsen used to do the ratings, and this was how the broadcast networks, and the cable networks too for that matter, this is how they kept track of how many people were watching. They would send out the diaries every month, you would fill them out, mail them back in, and then they would be able to tell how many people were watching what, supposedly. With modern technology, with the streaming services, the cable services, Pluto, Hulu, any app that has commercials on it, they can tell not only what you're watching and when you're watching it. Are you watching it live? Are you watching it after the fact? They know they can connect who you are with what you've been using Google to look up. What have you been liking on Facebook? What are you looking up on Amazon? They do all that stuff and come up with a profile to, bam, this is Chris and he's watching this at this time. Who wants to pay us the highest bid so that Chris will see their ads? Okay, advertisers have been begging for this since the 1950s. They want to know exactly who's watching, because if I'm run a company that makes breast pumps for lactating women, do I want to show you my ad? Now we both have ample heat, but we are not lactating. We're not in the market for a breast pump. So it makes no sense for me to waste $100,000 on a network ad that only we're going to watch. No lactating women are going to show it. Are going to watch this thing. But if you've been on Amazon looking up breast pumps and you're watching Pluto TV in the background, well, guess what's going to happen? While you're sitting there on your tablet looking for breast pumps on Amazon, my breast pump ad's going to pop up on Pluto during the ad break. That's what's happening. And the best part is, now as far as the commercials are concerned, there are a lot of people concerned about it. I'm kind of about it, but at least now I'm not watching ads for breast pumps. Okay?
I'm okay with ads, especially I love the ones.
I don't even want to know what you're doing with breast pumps.
I'm not doing that with breast pumps, but I love the.
It'll sink in a few minutes. Just give them a second.
I love the ads where they will actually count down. Like it will say 3.
Ad 3
at the
three.
bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so there's 3 commercials. I love it when they do that. It's like,
and that's why they do it. You know why they do it? Because you're more likely to sit there and wait through it.
Yeah, well, it's like intermission.
If I'm watching like broadcast television or something, if I'm watching the Spectrum app, I don't know how many commercials are coming. It's usually about 3 or 4 minutes worth at a time.
Yeah.
I'll get up, use the bathroom. Guess what? Advertisers, I'm not watching your ads.
No.
And
I mean, you can show them if you want to, but we're not.
so
watching.
if you're showing me, so if you say ad 1 of 3, each ad is 15 seconds long. I'm going to do the math in my head. I got 45 seconds. I'm not going to be able to use the bathroom in 45 seconds.
That's what I do. I want to go get me something to drink.
You have a chamber pot on the side. You're going to go use the bathroom in 45 seconds. I know you can
No,
stand
I'm gonna
up.
go get
but
something
come
to drink.
on. Yeah, you're gonna grab something to drink, but you're still
I'm
gonna
go
be.
drink.
But guess what? You know you got 45 seconds. Can you tell me how, without looking at the clock, how long have we been recording this video?
Say about 35 minutes.
You're off.
By how much? Up and down?
Looks like quite a bit actually. Anyway, so can you guess how long we've been discussing this topic? I'll give you a hint. It's been longer than 45 seconds. You're paying attention. That's the point I'm trying to make. But you're waiting for your show to start back. So you're getting yourself a drink, and you're like, wait, is it starting yet? No, we're talking about breast pumps. So I get back to the. Maybe I have time to grab a snack or something. I come back out.
I don't know what it is with you and breast pumps, but
hey, it gets you paying attention. So what am I talking? What is all? I have now advertised 6 times just in this little stretch. What am I advertising?
breast pumps.
Repetition, buddy. That's what it's all about. Keep showing you ads for breast pumps till you want a breast pump. Yep.
Well, anyways, I don't care about ads. Show whatever. I'm not going to watch it. Just saying.
That's just insider
Just saying.
insider stuff. So
And
you know what's going on.
I have decided with all the streaming services, and I really recommend this too, because I know that there is a lot out there when it comes to the streaming services. But like Picard or Yellowstone, I've been dying to watch Yellowstone, but I do not want to buy the Paramount app or anything like that. Just wait. It all will be on DVD. So you can go out there and get first season of each and just wait until they get pooped out on DVD.
And that's another big trend that's happening right now. DVDs are making a comeback. Believe it or not. All this stuff went streaming, right?
Yeah.
All this stuff is streaming. Where did you first watch all these TV shows you wanted to see and all these movies? Why did you first watch it? There's probably one or two places. More likely one place.
Some of them was DVD.
Yeah, but when it came to streaming, what streaming service had most of the TV shows, movies, and stuff?
Netflix.
Yes, there are people screaming at the screen right now. It's Netflix, Chris. Yes, Netflix. The Office. Where is it going?
Well, it was on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. It was on Netflix. Now,
I think Hulu has it.
what about Parks and Recreation?
I don't know. I never watched that show.
Asshole. Anyway, point being, it's not on Netflix. Netflix is losing all these things. This is why they're spending so much, $20 billion on new content, so that people stop taking away their stuff. Netflix is finally figuring out, hey, you know what? Not only can we show it in our service, we can actually start licensing it out. What was it I got for your birthday last year?
Stranger Things.
There you go. On DVD, right?
Yes.
So now you can watch it anytime you want without an internet connection.
And that's how I found out that they did this a lot, because I'll go out there and to like Walmart's, which is the only place that we got to go to, and I will look through the DVD section, and there'll be season 1 of something that is on HBO, or something that is on Hulu, or something that is on Netflix, and I'm like, oh wow, I can't believe that the first season's already out and it's on DVD, so I can watch it anytime I want to instead of having to pay for their streaming services. But, so it will be out there, especially if it's a big hit. It'll be out there.
So that's one of those things that's coming out. I kid you not. I'm surprised VCRs haven't made a comeback yet.
I don't think nobody wants to now. Rewind.
We'll see, because the Hollywood got its way with DVRs about trying to keep them from skipping commercials and stuff. But I don't know. I think something's coming that's just going to change the entire game. But
I hope not. I was so upset when VHS left, and then we got DVD, and DVD took over, and then got so used to DVD, and then everybody was talking about how Blu-ray was going to take over, and it's just like, oh, please do not treat DVDs and whatever content that movies and TV shows go on, like game systems.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction right now. May I make my point?
Yeah, go for it.
May I make a point? I make a point. I'm going to make a point now. Before we wrap this up, I'm going to make a point. I'm going to make a point. All right, point making. All right. When we started with the whole streaming thing, it was Netflix primarily. Hulu handled the network television stuff. Netflix handled the older stuff and the movies, okay, on streaming. Now every studio, there's 6 major studios, every studio has their streaming service, or has one in production. Disney, which handles ABC, Comcast, which is NBC, is working on theirs. Viacom, which is CBS, working on has their All Access, and is working on another one. You've got Fox Television, which is Hulu, essentially. You have, well, that's actually Disney now, so that's gone away. But anyway, the point is, everybody's got their own thing. So everything's into silos. So if you want to watch Star Trek, you have to go to CBS. If you want to watch Star Wars, you have to go to Disney Plus. And if you want to watch The Stargazer, you got to go to PBS. Everybody, they're trying to get everybody into these silos so that everybody can get a taste of that sweet, sweet streaming magic. Until they figure out. Building a streaming library and offering streaming online is not cheap. There are expenses involved with this. Okay? The reason Netflix works so well is because Netflix went to Amazon and used Amazon Web Services to put servers all over the country. Netflix servers all over the place. And these Netflix servers were actually belonged to Amazon. Amazon built these things because they wanted to be able to respond to their customers fast, but they had all this leftover stuff, all this leftover capacity, and Netflix was like, hey, we'll pay you X every month to use that excess capacity. And Amazon's like, sweet, we're making money now. So Amazon still provides a lot of the backbone for Netflix streaming services. And of course, Amazon Prime is another thing. But anyway, I predict that this balkanization, where everybody is putting their stuff in silos and segregating from one studio from the rest, is going to fall flat on its face within the next couple of years. I think by 2022, you're going to start seeing the cross licensing again. I bet you money it starts with Warner. Bet you money Warner's the one that does it, because AT&T, which bought Warner Brothers and Warner Media or whatever, has about roughly how many hundreds of billions of dollars in debt. The Warner Media catalog is going to start getting licensed first. Okay, HBO Max still have their primary stuff, but as it gets older, it's going to start winding up on Netflix, it's going to start winding up on Hulu, it's going to start winding up on Amazon Prime. May not wind up on the other studio stuff at first, because the other studios are going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be licensing their stuff out by, hey, watch me piss a bunch of people off. By the end of Trump's second term, that'll get us some YouTube smacking around. By the end of Trump's second term, I think we'll actually see Netflix making a comeback. It'll come down to Netflix, and Amazon's probably going to rename their Prime service and do an Amazon streaming thing. So you're finally going to start seeing a single cohesive library, or 2 or 3 cohesive libraries, instead of a dozen different places where you actually have to use websites to figure out what's where.
You know, I know, like, again, I'll never give up Netflix, but I'll tell you the reason why. They have so much content, even from foreign countries, TV shows, movies that is made in other countries, that Netflix is actually willing to show. Plus, Netflix has already said all the plans that they have for TV shows and movies that is coming out in the next few years. Avatar, The Last Airbender, live action, done by the people who did the series and stuff like that. It's all going to be working together to do a new series on Netflix. To me, that's going to be something right there. It's going to be the next big Stranger Things. You know, they got, God, there's like a whole list that they had that just to me was like, wow. So I'm sticking with Netflix. I know that there's content that is being pulled from it because all these other streaming services are starting and they're taking their own shit. But that's why I think Netflix is just going to be like, well, you know what? Let's just do our own stuff. Because we made it this far. We have all this money. We've done all this. Let's do our own stuff. Our own TV shows, our own this, our own that. And then we will be just Netflix. And I actually, with the movies that they are doing, I can see in the future, like when you go to the theater, instead of seeing Disney or Warner Brothers or Universal, it's going to be saying Netflix Pictures.
It's actually called Red Envelope.
Or Red, ooh, that's even better.
Because that's actually a callback to their origins as mailing DVDs to you in a red envelope.
I did that.
Mm-hmm. It was awful. Awesome
how I
thing.
watched
Worked out a lot
Lost.
better in movie pass anyway.
That's how I watched Lost over and over again.
It was through the DVDs. But but like you said, and what have we been preaching since episode 1? Tell a good story, the people will come.
Yeah. It's like I keep preaching people about the whole like Lost in Space.
For all the licensing and shit.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Lost in Space, tell a good story, tell it well, people will come. That's why Netflix is still in business, because they've managed to transition. They're losing all these highly popular things, but Netflix has so much stuff, people can't give it up as easily.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go ahead and get a wrap on this one because my butt hurts. So that's 1 and 2. Saying shit on the air, darn it. Anyway, so don't get wounded now. You're the one who said shit.
But you said worse things earlier in the
Yeah, but I didn't sit there and say shit like that. Dumbass. Shit. Anyway, until next time.
I'm Chris.
You're shit. I'm Spike, he's shit. We'll see you next time on Geeking Out. Thanks for smacking me, you asshole.